episode of Raising Them, Finding Us. This is very exciting for Nicole and I. We have been working on this for months, and we cannot wait to share with you everything that we've learned so far and take you on this journey of self-rediscovery with us.
Hey, Jill.
Yes.
What is self-rediscovery?
Well, I don't entirely know, but from the research I've been doing, to me, I think it is about reconnecting with who you are beyond the role of motherhood. What does it mean to you?
That's a great question. Honestly, I have no idea either, but in looking things up, something that stood out to me, and I actually wrote it down, it was when you realize that you've been pouring into everyone else for so long that you don't recognize yourself anymore. And it also said that it is a decision to find your way back.
Yeah, because...
Now, find your way back is loose.
Sure, because, you know, who you were before... That lady is gone. Mm-hmm. You have a baby now, and everything is different.
But we're going to figure it out together.
Yeah, so it's like, have you ever looked around at your life now and thought, who am I? What do I like?
Yes.
And, you know, the simple things, like, what do you like to do?
A big one for me is, like, what music do I even like anymore?
Kids Bop?
Kids Bop is a big one in my car.
A favorite.
Yeah, that's something I would like to reclaim. But like, you know, beyond the cooking and the cleaning and the meal planning and for you, the driving. Yeah.
But like somewhere along the way, the version of you that used to feel alive or have opinions.
I mean, opinions. Is it worth having the opinions, Jillian?
I don't know.
I don't know about you guys, but my kids, having opinions is not worth it. They're all wrong.
And yeah, everyone.
They're all wrong.
True.
Yes. But anyway, yeah, no energy.
Yeah. And, you know, and then we feel guilty when we do things beyond our motherhood role. Because let's face it, we can go out, but the laundry's still there and the dishes are still in the sink and you still have to do all the things.
You still got to pick somebody up.
But this podcast, Raising Them, Finding Us, is about telling the full truth of motherhood. The beautiful parts, yes, but also the parts that feel lonely or confusing and can really make you feel invisible. Sometimes it seems like losing yourself is just part of the job description. Now we have to keep tiny humans alive.
The things that we used to love feel so far away, and the quiet moments that you used to have are replaced with constant noise and constant needs. And you're constantly giving, and you look up one day and you think, when was the last time I did something just because I wanted to? You know, and it's not like we don't love being a mom. I very much love being a mom, but
it's the best.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
But there's almost like an unspoken tension because you love your life, but at the same time you miss yourself. And in my opinion, I feel like it's something that not enough of us are talking about, or I feel like not enough people are talking about.
100%. And that's where the self-rediscovery comes in, not as this big dramatic transformation, but more of like these small intentional moments of coming back to yourself, remembering what lights you up, listening to your own thoughts again, and letting yourself take up space without feeling guilty.
Hello, mom guilt.
Yeah. You know, it's messy. It's not linear. And sometimes you feel uncomfortable because you're meeting a version of yourself that you haven't met in a really long time.
So this podcast is all about giving ourselves permission to do just that, to be incredible moms and still be whole, evolving people, to talk honestly about the hard parts without shame. And to remind each other that finding ourselves isn't just possible, it is essential.
So if you've ever felt like you're somewhere in between who you were and who you're becoming, then you are in the right place because we are going to talk about it.
Yep. So this place, it's all about, you know, losing yourself, but finding your way back. and not finding your way back to the same person you were before, because pre-mommy you is gone. And it's okay.
Yep.
It's okay. But before we get into it, maybe we should introduce ourselves.
Yeah, maybe we should. So, hi everyone. My name is Jillian. I am in my mid-40s. I have 3 pretty amazing children. My daughter, who's 17, she is a junior, and I have 2 boys who are 14 and 12 in 8th and 7th grade. Yeah.
Which is wild, because I'm so sorry to stop you, but I knew the last 2 when they were first born. Like, I held them as babies. And Claire when she was, like 4 or 5. But the fact that we're old enough to say things like this, like, can we just have a moment of silence? Maybe pour one out for the years. Okay, I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
It's all good. Yeah, it's true. So all of my kids are involved in very time-consuming sports. So my life basically revolves around that for the most part. It's a lot, but it's great. Most of the years when my kids were younger, I worked at a bank part-time, which is actually where I met my co-host, Nicole. I did that for about 11 years, which is just really wild. And then eventually, I'd say about 4 or 5 years ago, I left the bank and I started working for my husband when he created another business. And so I work for my husband and not with my husband. And it's hard.
I think that's putting it very mildly.
It is not for the weak.
I'm going to pour, you know what? Can we take another moment? I'm going to pour one out for you. Yes. Pour one out for Jill, everybody.
Please
yep.
do.
You're doing it with grace. Good job.
So between the 2 of us, we have 7 children. I have 3. Nicole has 4. And with her youngest being 1 and my oldest being 17, we really run the whole spectrum of having kids at different ages and stages of life. And I feel like we have lived a lot of motherhood between us.
Yes. I mean, even in just the short time that we've known each other, and I have not been a mom the whole time we've known each other. So you've lived all of my motherhood with me. And right. I've lived the latter part of your motherhood with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, Claire was 3, I think, maybe younger. When I was thinking about what I was going to say when I was introducing myself, I couldn't help but chuckle because I was really struggling and I couldn't quite remember what I used to like. And do I even like that anymore? I do like the outdoors. I know I'm a creative person, so I like art and making things. But beyond that, I really don't know what I like anymore. I haven't had the time to do it, and I haven't had the time to think about it. And so much has changed over the last 17 years that, my gosh, I don't really know what I like. And I am a huge introvert, so the fact that I am out here in front of a camera doing a podcast with you is pretty wild to me. But I think it's might be slightly easier for you. I think you're a little bit more of an extrovert than I am.
I would say I'm an extrovert in uncomfortable situations, and I'm fine with being that way, but I am a true extrovert turned introvert / hermit. I mean, I'll admit it. But yes, so my name is Nicole. Hi. I, like Jillian said, met her years and years ago when we were working the bank. That was before I was a mom, before I was even a wife. Jillian was at my wedding.
Indeed,
She was. I have pictures of her husband in my wedding album dancing on the dance floor, but I digress. So I have 4 beautiful children. My oldest is 10, and then I have an 8-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 1-year-old, and they are mostly girls. I have 3 girls in a row, and then the youngest is a boy, which before you even think about it, he's not my favorite.
Of course not.
He's not my favorite.
It's different.
But I will say boys take up a different space in your heart. Somebody said that to me once. I don't think it was you.
It wasn't me.
But if you said it to me and you're listening, if you could just take credit for it, please, because it's helped. It's helped me explain to people why he's not my favorite. As soon as I had my first daughter, I started staying at home. And so I haven't worked outside of my home in over 10 years. And I love it. I have to say, I love staying home. It's not easy, but I love it. And in addition to staying home, I homeschool. I homeschool all 4 of my children. I mean,
Yes,
the
you
1-year-old I
do.
don't do much with right now, but I do. I homeschool my older children, and we love that too.
And you do such a good job.
Thank you.
You do. As far as homeschooling
Dare
folks
you say.
go, you guys are a top tier. Nobody's weird. Nobody's uncomfortable around people. Nobody's, awkward.
I'll take
They're
it.
all very normal, really polite, really sweet.
But
The best.
it's like when your kids are in front of other people, they're the best versions of themselves, and they clean, and they're so, thank you,
They don't talk
Mia.
back.
And then they come home and they, just run the home.
Animals.
Yes, that's how I describe my children, is animals. And
Feral.
everyone is like, what? No way. But so anyway, I have always wanted to homeschool, which is a little wild, knowing me before. Pre-children, pre-marriage, what say you to homeschooling? Did you think I was going to do
Never.
it?
I never would have thought that.
Yeah, no, it was always something that I wanted to do. But that is
you're
a
killing
big
it.
difference. Thank you. But that is a big difference between you and I. So in addition to our children spanning quite a bit of age range, we also have a lot of other differences in our lives too, and in our family lives. I don't know how many you can think of, but I know our homeschooling. So obviously you sent to public school.
Yeah.
I homeschool.
Yeah.
Our children are at totally different stages. You're in the older stage, high school and up, almost high
Junior
school
high and
up,
high
junior
school.
high. And I'm, diapers.
Yeah, it's quite different. And also religion. I think religion is really big in your life.
It is.
And it is kind of non-existent in our lives.
Another difference is how close our families are, like our extended families. I have 4 children. I am one of 4 children. I'm the oldest. Shout out the oldest kids. I don't know who else is out there. But Jillian, you're
I'm the youngest of 2.
Of course.
Only of 2.
Yeah, but I bet you still get the youngest kid privileges.
I don't feel like I did.
Okay, well, you definitely do. And I bet you if I asked your
doubt
brother, you would say the opposite. But so for me, anyway, this past year and a half has been a pretty devastating season. It's been I like to say my slogan is 2025 has been quite a ride, and I'm going to put it on a t-shirt.
I would
So
buy
if
that.
anybody wants to subscribe, just let us know in the comments and I'll get you your shirt. But, so being in that, really devastating season, Jillian being my friend, we wanted to, and we're both moms. So when do we get out? So we decided that for a couple of hours, one weeknight, every week, we would do it kid free. We had to do something without the children, just for the 2 of us.
Couple hours.
And we did a few things. We did.
We did the rage room, which was really fun.
We did the rage
It was
room.
actually more awkward than I thought. Randomly smashing things, but it was fun.
It was.
fun.
Well, we'll talk about that. Definitely in further episodes.
Coffee. We grabbed
yeah.
coffee. We did Target run.
The Target dollar spot. That's a self-soothing place. That's
is so
therapy in
good.
itself. But yeah, so when we were trying to come up with the list of things for ourselves to do so that every week we weren't scrambling, like, what do you want to do tonight? We decided to come up with a list. And as we were coming up with the list, we realized that we couldn't think of more than maybe 5 things that brought us joy. In addition to not being able to come up with things for our list, we realized that we had no idea who we were anymore.
Amen, sister.
We couldn't even fill in 2.5 hours of doing something that we liked or enjoyed because we had no idea
How can
what
that be?
even was.
How
Right?
can that be?
2 hours. It's sad.
Crazy.
It's
Crazy.
sad. It's sad
sad.
and crazy. So we knew that we could not be the only ones feeling this way. And we already said that not enough people were talking about things like this. So we said to ourselves, why can't we be the ones talking about it? Why can't we be the people talking about it?
Not that we have all the answers, but we really are dedicated to doing all the research, putting in all the work, And we want to encourage other moms to do the same and come along on this journey of self-rediscovery with us.
Yeah, please come hang with us. So thanks for hanging out with us. Until next time, keep raising them and don't forget to find yourself. Bye.